All right, let's line up. Let's get started. Jason, Sabina, huh? No, actually, because that's I'll put Isaiah there. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Let's do it that way. And then no, Isaiah over here. And you guys spread out just a little bit. Okay, chin it. Face the flags. Kuke de kingnep. All right. Turn and face parents, please. Chin it. Humanim ke kingnep. Turn and face me. Chin it. Samanim ke kingnep. 안녕하십니까? 조장헌. 하나, 둘, 셋. 정신을도. All right, from here, let's warm it up a little bit. Turn and hold your neck to the left. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. To the right. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Chin down into the chest. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And this time from here, arm inversions. Thumbs down, back of the palms together. Pull the thumbs in, bring it out, and back. Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Time, left hand on the hip, right hand straight up, bend to your left side and hold. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up, other side. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Back up to center, hands on the hips. Go back as far as you can. You're going to matrix. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. All right, this time from here. We're gonna do the T drill. So left foot up, lean forward, arms out. Ready? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And down. Switch feet. Same thing. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And down. All right. Spread your feet 2 shoulders apart. Face right. Touch your head to your leg and hold. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up to the middle now. Touch your elbows to the floor. 하나, or just let them hang down. 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up to the left side. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. And up. Keep facing left. Slide your right leg back. Go into side splits for me, please. Keep your left foot straight. Try to put your right foot out like a side kick. All right. If this is kind of hard for you, use your fingertips to hold yourself up. If it's a little bit easier, drop down to your knuckles. If it's really easy, then no hands. Make sure you have one hand on each side of the leg. Each side of the leg. Left hand on the left side, right hand on the right side. And from here, slowly pivot to the middle. Try to push the heels away from each other. Keep your heels, your knees, and your hips in a straight line from side to side. Doesn't matter how high you are. Just keep the heels and the knees and the hips in a straight line from one side of your body to the other. And pivot over to the right side. Right leg straight. Try to get the left leg straight behind you. Once again, one hand on each side. Use your fingertips. If it's a little bit easier, go down to your fists. If it's really easy, then no hands. And one more time, back to the middle. Don't hold your breath. Make sure you're breathing. And back over to the left side one more time. Yeah, you thought we were done. Not today. This time from here, you're going to look up toward the ceiling. All right, try to get the shoulders back if you can. Try to look up to the ceiling. And back to the center. All right. So you hold yourself up with your hands. If it's easy, drop down to your elbows. If it's really easy, then no hands. And pivot to the right side again. Once again, arch your back, look up to the ceiling. Try to feel the stretch along the top part of your left leg. If you need help, I can put my foot into your hip and pull your shoulders back for you. It only hurts once. And back to the center. And sit back. Reach out and try and grab your toes. If you can't grab your toes, bend your knees. Grab a hold of your toes. Straighten out your legs. Hold on to your toes as best you can and lean forward. All right, let the 8 pounds of your head pull you down to the ground. Hana, doi, set, net, asad, and hold. And feet together. Legs straight out in front. Reach forward and grab those toes. Okay. Now what you're going to try to do is you're going to pull the toes back and try to get your heels up off the ground just a little bit. All right. Extra stretch under the calf muscle. Ready? Hana, doi, set, net, asad, and hold. Okay, good. And up. All right. Stand up, turn around, and fix your toe book. Shake out the legs a little bit. Okay, Carter, let's have you and Natalie switch. Sabina, you and Brandon switch. Okay, so you guys are working on Kumgang. All right, work on your traditional Poomsae for tournament, traditional. Okay. All right, this side from here. What form do you need help with? What form? No, we're talking about WT. Taeguk's, Koryo, Kumgang, or actually Koryo. Up to first degree, what do we need help with? I heard Paichang. What else? Hammer? Koryo? Okay. So we'll do Paichang and Koryo then. All right. So let's see. Let's have you on, ma'am. I'm gonna have you on the red and blue corner, and then I'm gonna have you on this line right there. Yeah. Okay. All right, 준비. So Paichang. All right, ready. Hana. One. All right. So when you go into your fighting stance, your guarding block position, right? You got to make sure that the right hand comes straight from behind, straight. The left hand comes back behind or up the shoulder line and around. Right? So it's a dual functioning block. It's like when you do double knife hand in Taeguk's Hajang, right? This front hand is going to come in a circular motion. The back hand comes straight. It takes a little bit getting used to, because either you're going to do both hands like this or both hands like this. It's either straight or circle. Front hand is going to be circle. The back hand is going to be straight. Okay? So I want you to work on that part just a little bit. So it's weird, right? Because we're stepping forward with the left leg. We're going to bring the left shoulder forward, bring the hands back here. 1, and then 2. And the reason why we want the hands behind us is to create the volume of movement, okay? We don't want to just do this. It's not a lot of power in just blocking like this. Coming from back here, a lot stronger, bigger motion. You guys can share and split time. Okay, so once you do the guarding block, right, then you're in a back stance. Then you have to shift into a front stance. The other thing is you have to remember here, right, we don't just punch straight from here. There's, once again, volume of movement. We want a big movement. So as you're sliding forward, you have to pull that hand back to the waist. And then 2, step forward. Okay? So the key here is your transition from back stance to front stance. Back stance 1, front stance 2. So 1, 2, you're pushing forward. Okay? So, good. All right, I'm gonna do this. You need to work on some stuff here, so. All right, Mr. Daniel, I'm gonna scoot you up, sir. And let's have you here, and then Mr. Hammer here. All right, so yeah, just back here. There you go. Good. All right, so go ahead and work on Paichang for a little bit. I'm gonna get Carter started on here. Oops. Here, Carter. So it's just, you're just gonna work on your cut kick reaction. Boom. Okay. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So it's only gonna go 30 seconds, right? So once done, switch sides, hit play, switch sides, and do it again. Okay. Just worry about just a cut on the first. That's fine. Don't worry about if it gives you a triple. Boom. Okay.
Make sure everything lands
Oh my. Now, so it should be 1, 2. All right. 1, 2. And that front foot just moves straight forward. 1 step. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. All right, so when we do the double front kick now from here, when we're at the punch, the double front kick, first kick is waist level, and then the second kick is the hop. You have to move forward on this one. So we have to cover distance. So from here, we're going 1, 2, and then down. Okay. So try to get the first kick right at about belt level, extension, and then hopping. Try to get this as high as you can. If you can get to chest, you're in good shape. Chest, if you're higher, even better. Okay. And then when you land, coming forward, hand from behind, coming forward. Inner block, double punch. Okay. Go ahead. Set. 1, 2. You do have to throw both kicks out. Okay. You can't just motion and kick. You have to kick, kick. Okay. You're just lifting your leg, Mr. Hammer. So don't, and once again, if it's hard for you, don't worry about trying to kick high, but at least get the extension. Yes, that's the key. That's the first part of it. Oh, look at that. I've never seen Dason on that side doing that. Wow. It's pretty impressive. Good. You take like little, you move your front foot. So when you're here, you don't care. I'm over exaggerating, but you tend to, when you kick, you move the front foot first. Oh, make sure you're alternating legs, Carter, okay? So next round, you do the left leg. You don't need to nail it real hard. It's just timing. This is all timing, all right? I've got it set on the lowest setting right now. Roughly, you're looking at a front stance length, right? So here, you're here, right? When you kick, 1, 2. You know, so you're thinking here, I'm front stance here, right? So 2 lengths, you know. Yep. See, it's a momentum thing. It's a momentum thing. All right, you really notice in little kids. See now, but it feels weird now, doesn't it? All right. So it's just showing me that that's a little nuance, a little habit that you have. First one's high. Yep. Yeah, that's good. The only thing is when you're stepping forward, your weight is you're like this on your back stance. This is how your back stance is. because you move forward. You need to keep that weight here, right? Remember on a back stance, right? I should be able to draw a straight line from the back shoulder, back hip, back knee, back heel. I should be able to draw a straight perpendicular line to the ground. All right. But a lot of times what happens for a lot of people, because we're stepping forward, it looks like a back stance, but my weight is kind of forward. It's not over that back leg. So, this is just the instructor detail that we're trying to focus in on, right? So, all right. So, inner block double punch, right? Then you step and punch. That's the easy one, right? When you make this turn now here, you have to make sure that you get onto a line. We want the feet on the line. So if you're like this, we want the angle of our toes to be exactly the same. So about a 45-degree angle. So 45 degree, this one should also be 45 degrees. If you were to bring both feet together, right, it'd be like being at attention at a 45-degree angle. And then you just spread it out onto the same line. And then your inside out block and your low block, one. So we want to make sure hand positioning wise, we want the elbow level with our shoulder and this perpendicular to the floor. Okay, so we don't want it out. We don't want it too much in, straight up and down. No bend in that wrist. That wrist should be completely straight. And then your low block should mimic the angle of your back leg, your left leg there. So we don't want this and the low block being here or out here. We want it to mimic this leg. So it should look like two parallel lines. And the fist should be straight down that way. Good? And then when you transition here, you're going to turn over and out. When you do that, you're going to bring that left hand up into a bent forearm position. Okay, and then the right hand will come right next to your chest. So, and it'll be with the fingers down. So here, now when you do this part here, your front hand comes in just like this. It doesn't adjust or anything. You're just bending the elbow, bringing the fist towards you. At the same time you do that, the right hand is going forward. This motion. It should take you about 4 seconds for the point of intersection when they're on top of each other. So that's the first 4 counts. The next 4 counts is rotation. Okay, so the bottom hand, your right hand rotates and goes up like an uppercut. The left hand rotates and comes into the chest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other thing that you have to remember here is we need to make sure that the right shoulder is in front of the left shoulder. So we're reaching a little bit. So you don't want it real tight. You want it out in front. Okay. So we're looking at about 120 degrees angle on the hand, not a 90 degree. It's a grabbing motion, right? Grab, pulling them in, resistance, resistance, resistance into an uppercut motion. Of course. Chin level for the punch. Okay. All right. And then you do your front cross stance. So when we do the other side, now from here, you're going to do a front cross stance. So left foot comes directly over the right foot. 1, and then you step out and then you do your staying alive stance, diamond stance, right? And then you shift over. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, intersect, 5, 6, 7, 8, rotate. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right, let you work up to there. And then we'll jump to cardio here after this. So that's at least the first half one. Anytime you guys are in class, I'm going to try to get you guys as much Poomsae practice time. Okay, since our time's running down now. Just come into class and we'll get you practicing. So So if you can come early, 3 o'clock classes, I have a lot of space in 3 o'clock class and 5 o'clock class. I have space. No, the 8 o'clock I stopped doing. So 3 o'clock I'm doing until the end of July. Summer schedule. So okay. Yeah. Okay. Go. Balance, balance, balance. Yeah. Uh, cover up. All right. Yeah. Just cover up so you don't take in that inadvertent shot. Yeah. I just want you to cut so that you're not tearing up top of your foot. Okay. I might have you guys bring your pads on Saturday. That way we can work on this with the pads so you don't tear up your feet. So. Hmm? They're just little things we don't realize. I mean, we all have little tendencies to try to help build momentum, trying to get the height out of the kick. Well, yeah, right. I mean, and so if you add the step, it helps, right? It always helps. The question is, are you doing it in other areas? Like, are you doing here, like when you're in front stance, are you doing stepping and kicking, right? Because you'll see that with, when you teach and you're watching some student, you might be like, oh, hey, look, I see you doing that. Don't do that. You see how this foot is? You're kind of like this. Yeah, you should be, like I said, both of them should be equal. So, your feet should look like this, right? Here. And then shift to front. Mm-hmm. Yep, just from there, and then just come straight forward. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then rotate 5, 6, 7, 8. So it only comes up a little. See, people think, okay, this uppercut, I gotta. So what they do is they come down and come up. You just come straight here, and then you come up for the last 4 counts. Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. Coming up to the chin. Everything is yours. Yeah, everything is your size. So, okay. Questions on that? It's like he's like, I'm spent. Almost. I'm not too far behind you. See that? Yeah, you're nuts. That's all on you. You're not getting any sympathy because, oh yeah, you ran this morning. Big deal. That's your choice. That's right. Exactly. No. All right, so let's do koryo. Koryo. So from here, 준비. So when you bring your hands up, bring them straight up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at about 3 seconds, your hand should be here where you're rotating the wrist and you're pushing forward. So when we do this, palms really should be facing each other. Thumbs should be pointed towards you. The tips of your fingers should be right at about the bottom of your nose. So as you're looking in the mirror, right, it should be mimicking that line in your nose there. That's where your hand should be, there. Elbow should be kind of tucked in, and it should be about 12 inches away from your body. All right, so we don't want it real close like this. We don't want it straight like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And just keep those thumbs tucked like a knife hand. Yeah, instead of this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, so same thing now, right? Just like we did with that that Paichang double forearm block. 1, 2. Left hand, back stance, right? And then your double side kick. So ideally, we want a half pivot on the low. And then when you pull it in, then you pivot fully for the high to get the hip all the way into the target. Okay? Once you're here for the high, then you're going to pivot out and you rotate for the knife hand strike to the neck. Front stance, middle punch, and then pull that front leg straight back, 1 foot length in, and then your inner block. Okay? And that'll be the same thing to the other side. So when we turn, 1, 2, 1, circle and straight. And then half pivot low, full pivot high, pivot out, 1 knife hand strike punch, and then pull it in, back stance. Yep. Okay. There's a little bit of a pivot. So you're in your front stance on the knife hand punch. When you come into your back stance, you have to pivot back foot just a little bit as you pull in. 1. Kind of feels weird because sometimes you pivot too much. You pull too much. All right, I'll let you work on that part. Take breaks as you need to. Get water as you need to. Good. Work on your cut flip. Oh, yeah, you just gotta hit the cut. Okay. Hit the cut. Register the cut and then boom. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Knife hand punch. Oh, sorry. Too wide though. No, this is too wide. The space here. All right? Space, backstand space should be this. All right, so heels shouldn't be on the same line. They should be just right adjacent to one another. That double side kick's pretty good, Mr. Hammer. Just, yeah, absolutely. Of course it does. No, it's good. It got good. I like the range of motion. So you got a knee, chest, which is good. That's perfect. You're right leg dominant, aren't you, sir? Okay. So the right leg is a little bit higher than the left. So I noticed the right one was probably about shoulder level. The left one was right about armpit, chest level. So. I was doing yoga 2 days ago with Jen. This girl on the video, I don't know how they do this. She's like, she's doing like the whatever this one is. Downward facing dog. And then she goes down to her chest. Her chest and her face are flat on the floor. Yeah. And she's still. We can't do that. We can't do those guys. That's a girl's hip thing. I'm a girl. I can't do that. No. Jen can't do it either. No. But you have to understand that, you know, that those teachers, well, no, those teachers, they have to go through an extensive training to do those kind of videos and stuff like that. You know, it's over 400 hours of training to get certified in yoga instruction. They've been teaching, I mean, they've been stretching like that since they were probably. She did this one where she did like the child's pose. She did her arms behind her back, and she brought them all the way around. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Oh yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, being able to grab, right? Can you grab? A lot of people can't. You know, sometimes one side, I used to be able to grab one side. I can't grab, but now.
I also used to be able to do a kip up, you know?
Yeah.
I used to still do that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't tried that in a long time. Yeah.
Like a handspring kind of thing. That's why we have our little ramp. I can help you. We can get you on the ramp, and then you can, you know, start that process. Yeah, right? Exactly. So I'm not teaching you aerials here. I'm saying we're not doing demo team stuff. We're not going for America's Got Talent right now. The problem is though, is that your line is off. So, you know, it kind of looks like this. So what you have to do is you have to practice just working the line. So you're gonna have to just work on that line, holding on to something and just working your line. So. All right, so let's go from here real quick. So let's turn to the front. From here, we're gonna turn to the left, downward knife hand block. So this is set up just like our low block, right? Instead of just top hand is open instead of fisted. It's the same motion. So you're gonna come down and you'll twist that wrist so that the palm is down, right? So it's 1, and then from here, come up and then turn to get the snap, 1. And so this should be completely flat, not a claw, not a hook, flat. Okay. And then from there, right, pull the hands back into the body as you kick. And imagine kind of kicking right in between that where that hand was, kicking 1. And then same thing, chamber, 1, 2. So try not to from here turn early and then just push it up. Try to twist to get a little snap. And this should be at neck level. All right, so 1, 2. Okay. And then once again, kick, same thing. 1, key up. Okay. And then when we kick this time, 1, as you land, you're going to come up and then down. So this is a little tricky, this movement here. So this is the trap, right? This is the knee trap. So you're catching a bottom of a front kick, and then you're coming down on the top of the knee to dislocate. So what you have to do is you come up. So we want this motion here. Okay, so it's the same hand position here, just here. So you're here catching the bottom of the heel. And then with your left hand, you want to come up. So you got to raise up to the shoulder and then come down. You don't want to just come down from here because you have to, because we're coming down on the knee for the dislocation. We don't want to just come, because if we come too flat, then all we're doing is just sliding up the knee. We want to come down with force. So that's why from here, you 1, so you're going to bring the hand up to the shoulder and then down. It's like a lift and down. Okay? Yes. Yes. So, you know, the angle should probably mimic the top part of your thigh. So as you can see, this angle and this angle are the same. So I'm not straight down here like this or out here like this. It should mimic here. So can you see the line here? So that's what we want there. And we want this hand not underneath the armpit, just keep kind of underneath the elbow position of your hand. So all that is here. This, we've been doing this here. That's all that is, lift and down, same motion.
So this goes like this. Yeah, so I'm doing it backwards.
Yeah. Kick. And then 1. Yeah. 1. 1. 1. 1. So all of these little things, you just need to practice. It just, because you're just used to just doing this. So it takes a while to get used to this motion. kind of lifting up and then coming down. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because if you turn this way, right, you're not getting my knee. Yeah, you want to come straight down on the knee. Yeah. And then see this? You see how you got the bend? You see how that's kind of bent? It should be straight. Like holding a baby. Right? I don't know anything about that. Yeah, holding a baby, all right? All right? Holding a baby, right? We're not trying to cup the baby, choke the baby out, right? We don't want to drop the baby. All right? They said what we're trying to do is right. Yeah, so we want this to be level. Yeah, a lot of people do this. And you're not the only one, so lift and 2. No. You're catching it because all you're doing, yeah. So, because see, this catches my heel. See, right there, boom. That's all it is. Okay. Other hand, Mr. Hammer. So your inner block is with the left hand here. It's like, hey, what am I doing here? Yeah. Feels weird. I can't get to the next movement. 1, 2. Yep. Front stance. Those are all forward stances. Correct, sir. Yep. These are all open hands. Boom. Nothing fisted here, except for at the belt. 1. Mm-hmm. Your height. Nice try. Everything is your height, sir. Not Isaiah's height. No head kicks at Isaiah's level. That's not a head kick. Right? Exactly. 1, 2. Yep. Kick and there you go. Yes. Turn. Yep. So after you kick, boom. Here, when we land, that's when this should occur, right? That and this. So 1. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're catching here, and then boom. You see? Trying to dislocate the knee. Now, if I go flat, then it does this. You see? That's why you have to lift. That way you can come down. Does not matter. You know, with me, yeah, you would aim for right above my knee because short legs. For me, if I'm doing this on you, I won't be able to because I'd have to get really far in. I'm gonna go right just underneath the kneecap. Mm-hmm. Still gonna do the damage. It's gonna do enough to tear something, dislocate something. Oh yeah, but you know, punching. Think about that. Punching the bone, it's gonna hurt, right? It's a lot easier to do it. That's why like palm strikes. Like instead of punching someone in the jaw, palm strikes a lot easier. Protects your hand. Yeah, surface area behind it as well. Yeah, you'll find from a self-defense standpoint, we do a lot more. If we have to punch, we're going to be punching soft targets. Nose, philtrum. We're not going to try to punch, you know, like top of the head. We're not going to try to do hammer fist on the head, right? Elbow strikes to the side of the head, things like that. Yeah. So. Did you like that video I shared with you? Yeah. It's a good one. There's a few good ones in there. Mm-hmm. Probably use them. Mm-hmm. Some easy ones. Yep. Some of those are effective. Sure. Yep. But you know, they do that every day. Yeah, but it's that's choreography, right? Part of that is that. So. Yep. We can get to that point too. You know, obviously we'll get there once we start spending a little bit more time on that stuff. So. Good. All right, you guys over here, we're going to end informally. So whenever your ride is here, you are free to go. Brandon, you can go. Okay? So, Yeah. There you go. Good. Low kick. So they'll wave off the headshot because it was a low kick. Chong. If it hits if it hits the body and it's below, they'll call you for it generally. So, all right, that's good. Like I said, you can take off. I know your ride's here, so